crazy!
Chris and Cash Show.
Chris and Cash podcast.
It's Friday, October 21st, 2016.
It is, is it?
It is.
Oh, okay. Don't ask me why I thought you gave the wrong day.
Yeah.
No, he did. He gave the right day.
I'm good like that. We're going to dive right in and talk about a variety of things, but just want to say something first. I'll make it really quick. Doing the show with a heavy heart tonight. Lost a good friend of mine this week. Peter Santangelo of Malden. He was only 33 years old, and it's tough. It's really tough. One of my favorite people and the funniest bastard I could ever meet in my life. And I don't know if he can hear us. I don't know if he's listening, wherever he is, but if he is, I love you very, very much, man. And I'm going to miss you for the rest of my life. Goodbye, my friend. Okay. We'll start with the baseball playoffs?
Sure.
Okay. I want to start with Terry Francona.
Okay. Go for it. Let me know.
Well, you're like looking up like Tom Brady stats.
Tom Brady. When am I not looking up Tom Brady stats?
What are you
People are like, what are you doing in the middle of the night? I'm like, waking up, reading Wikipedia articles and looking at Tom Brady stuff.
I want to get into the baseball playoffs here because I'm a baseball guy.
I got the baseball stuff done.
Chris O'Keefe is over here like looking for sunbathing photos to like beat it off to.
Listen, just because Tom Brady's out in Italy naked a couple weeks ago, that's why he's playing so well.
Do you know why he went to Italy? Because he's Italian.
Because he's Italian. No, he's not Italian. He's Irish.
He's a Mick, I know.
Because he's fucking awesome.
Yeah, whatever. What does a World Series victory do for Terry Francona?
We talked about this last podcast, but
yeah, but it's done.
Well, he's in the World Series.
They're American League champs. He wasn't in the World Series.
He's in the World Series. He's in the Hall of Fame if the second they win. He's probably in the Hall of Fame anyways. At this point.
But is this the greatest managerial run in a playoff ever?
I don't know if you can say that. That's hard to say.
I think it's very appropriate.
I'm not saying it's inappropriate. I'm saying it's hard to say. It's too subjective.
Okay.
I will tell you this. Okay. I told you this during the week. He's revolutionizing the way that the game will be managed from now on.
Considering his starter only went 2/3 of an inning because he cut his hand open.
But yeah. I mean that like the way he's using Andrew Miller and the way he's just going for the gut. People have talked about how the ninth inning isn't necessarily the most important inning for quite a while, but no one's managed that way. This is the equivalent of going for it on every fourth down in the NFL, are always going for the 2-point conversion.
Oh, so what Belichick does?
No, but I mean never punting and never going for the extra point. Okay, he's literally just constantly going for it, which is awesome, and it's working for him. And there's no way he should have beat those two teams that he just beat.
No.
With that said, sure, it's incredible.
On paper, they shouldn't have beaten the Red Sox. Agreed?
Yeah, and they shouldn't have beat Toronto on paper either.
They shouldn't have beaten Toronto.
Not with the way their rotation is.
And yeah, I wrote down a couple of things earlier, but they went 7-1 against Boston and Toronto, two teams that many felt were the best two teams in the American League all season. They didn't score a run in those 8 games when they went 7-1. In those 8 games, they did not score a run in the 7th inning or later in any of those games. And they held the Blue Jays to 8 runs in those 5 games.
Yep.
Impossible, I thought, going into that series.
Ridiculous.
I picked the Red Sox, and again, I like the Indians a lot. Had their pitching been healthy, like if Carrasco and Salazar and Kluber, and if they were all healthy going into this playoff series, and they had Brantley,
that's different.
I probably picked them to win the pennant.
That's different, because you're always going to pick a great pitching staff like that.
I'm always going to. I would have.
Not you, but it's like the old defense travels type.
Right. I would have picked the Indians to win the pennant, but I picked Boston in 4. I didn't think Boston. I didn't think the Red Sox were going to lose that series.
I picked Toronto.
And I picked Toronto in 6. I think we both picked Toronto in 6.
I don't remember how many games I picked, but I picked Toronto. Maybe I'll put a game on it. But the point is, even if it's Cleveland versus Chicago, which I think it's going to be,
I do too.
I don't know if I feel confident picking Chicago because every team I pick Cleveland just beats anyways. But I'm not on paper. There's no way that Cleveland should beat Chicago. But again, the games aren't played on paper.
And you know what the bad thing is?
Cleveland's playing awesome.
You know what the bad thing is, and it sucks because we only do this show once a week, so we can't really do a World Series preview because we don't know if it's going to be the Dodgers and Cubs yet. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be the Cubs. I don't think they're going to lose 2 in a row at home. However, as I was telling you off the air before we started, we got Kershaw going tomorrow night.
Yeah.
And then anything happens in Game 7, and they are the Cubs. They're still the Cubs until they win something, okay? They haven't won since 1908. But I'm definitely rooting for the Indians no matter who they play. I also brought, you guys can't see it obviously, brought down 2 programs from the 1948 World Series. One from Boston, one from Cleveland. A little karma for the tribe to bring it home. Chris doesn't give a shit.
It's not that I don't give a shit. It's that, look, I'll be happy for Francona if he wins. I'll be happy with the Cleveland if they win. I really will. I mean, I know I should be better than I was better last week because they knocked off the Red Sox, but I'll be happy for him. Whatever. That's great.
Cleveland's
random wonderful.
Cleveland City champions. So we have
that would be ridiculous. And it really will be Cleveland City a championship if they win.
Game 1 Tuesday, as the Indians are playing Game 1 of the series, the Cavs are raising the championship banner literally 100 yards away.
That's nuts.
At their arena.
But I'm not going to root against the Cubs if it's the Cubs. I'm not going to root for Cleveland or the Cubs.
See,
I would like to see both teams win at some point.
Here's where I stand on the World Series. You know that the Dodgers are my most hated team in baseball.
Understood.
I despise them. So I want my worst case scenario to be, because I'm rooting for the Indians no matter who it is. I want my worst case scenario to be like, the Indians didn't win, but you know what? I saw the Cubs win a World Series. That's pretty cool. I want that to be my worst case scenario. And I like that. I like a lot of the kids on the Cubs. I really do. I like Madden. I like John Lester. David Ross. I mean, they got that, the Red Sox element to him. That second baseman, Javi Baez, is a stud. He just makes every play at second base. He's hitting cover off the ball.
Yeah, I just can't root against Chicago. It's been long enough. Rooting against them's like a cardinal sin.
Pun intended or not?
No.
It's the biggest rival.
Pun unintended. It's just, I couldn't root for the Cubs or Cleveland. I just would like to see a good series, and whoever wins, I'd be happy for.
Okay.
Honestly,
that's fair.
Dodgers, I hate the Dodgers. I don't care about the Dodgers.
Oh yeah, I want the Dodgers out. They should have been out the last series, and Dusty Baker threw up on himself again, like he always does. All right. So, I want to talk about John Lester a little bit. They tested him a little bit last night, with bunting, but they only stole 2 bases. They attempted 2 steals, and they were successful twice. They know he doesn't throw to first base. They know he's not comfortable throwing to any base. He's got like Chuck Knobloch syndrome throwing to any bases. Yeah, you figured they would have tested him a little bit last night. Dave Roberts is catching a little heat, like, oh, how come he didn't come back in Kershaw at Game 5? I think he was... why would you start Kershaw last night on short rest? Where if you squeak out a win last night, you're up 3-2, you got him in a closeout game in Game 6 on the road. That just makes sense. What if you started him last night and you lost, and then you go into Game 6 and 7
I think people
without
figure
him
that
available?
Now that you lost, you could have said, if I had Kershaw, you could have won.
I just hate that revisionist history crap. You know what I mean?
I think it's a question of strategy rather than revisionist history. I mean, yeah, I think the revisionist history is to say, well, I kept him because we knew we were going to win without him, so we got to win without him. It's like, how can you know? You never know that.
You never know.
Right. So, but do you want to win Game 5 or Game 6?
No. I'm saying in the chance that you win without him.
I understand that. I'm saying what in the chance that you lose without him? Like,
my point is, I think Roberts made the right call. That's all I'm saying.
Right, and people could argue the opposite. Because they could say, well, you don't have to win Game 6 if you win Game 5. And then you can come back and have them pitch some in Game 7.
You're only up 3-2.
You could unless if a series 2-2, you can only always be up 3-2 in Game 5. Okay?
Listen.
That's how that works. Game 3 is normally someone's always in the lead.
If you have a chance,
after Game 5, someone's always in the lead.
All right. If you have a chance to close it out in Game 7, you don't start him. Then yeah, like second guess all you want.
No, but I mean, you can question.
I think he got this one right because they win tomorrow night. They force a Game 7, and anything can happen in a Game 7. And like I said a minute ago, you're playing the Cubs.
Okay, but if you win Game 5, then there's going to be a Game 7 if you lose Game 6, correct?
The Cubs had to win last night. I thought all the pressure was on them. Because their best pitcher, arguably, went last night.
Okay.
They know if they come home, even though they're coming home...
I think he is their best pitcher, by the way.
Yeah, probably. They lose last night. Even though they're coming home, they're down 3-2 in the series, and you got Clayton Kershaw in an elimination game. That is not what the Cubs wanted. Especially because... And I know they've scored 18... This is going to sound very ridiculous. I'm going to preface it. I know they scored 18 runs the last 2 games. They're really not swinging the bats that well. Look at I know.
No. The thing is, you were making fun of them. Look, I'm gonna tell you guys. for the record, Cubs are down 2-1. Scotty basically is like, the sky is falling. It's over. They're going to lose. They've lost the series. I'm like, dude, it's 2-1.
And I'm not
after 3 games.
I'm not
someone
a Cub
has
fan.
to be down. It's
not
only
a Cub
3
fan.
games.
Not a Cub fan, by the way.
No, I'm not saying you are.
I'm a fan of whoever plays the Dodgers in October, without a doubt. Unless it's like the
It's
Braves.
over. The Cubs are lost.
Unless
They're throwing up on themselves.
Unless it's the Braves or the Mets.
Can't hit anything.
That'd be worse. Is this going to be the most watched World Series ever if it's the Indians and the Cubs?
Doubtful.
176 years combined without a title?
Doubtful.
Really?
Well,
I think a lot of people
don't watch.
A lot of people, just because the Cubs are in it, are going to watch it.
Might, but a lot of people don't watch. You know when people watch? When it's the Yankees.
Well, everyone watches when the Yankees are in it.
Okay, that's my point. So, I mean,
The Yankees, honestly, the Yankees being in it is good for baseball.
The bigger market is the bigger the market, the better for baseball.
Chicago's a huge market.
I'm not saying it's not a big market. I'm saying the bigger the market, the better for baseball.
Cleveland's small, yeah.
Cleveland's a small market.
What was the alternative?
Okay, if you're from how many people from LA and New York are going to watch if it's Cubs? Cleveland?
I don't think LA would watch if the Dodgers were in it. I think the worst sports.
Okay, but I'm just saying. My point is that is it going to be the most watched ever? Doubtful. I don't know the numbers, but doubtful. You know which one was the most watched ever?
I don't know.
Neither do I, so I'd say it's doubtful. It's not something like the Super Bowl where I feel like it just automatically goes up every year. Which, that's going to be in question this year, too. Maybe people will stop watching the Super Bowl.
Is there anyone who's worse at his job than Roger Goodell? That's not a trick question.
It is, and I'll tell you why. At this point, yes. I just figured this out.
Who's worse at his job than Roger Goodell?
Well, this
and I'm not talking about the job of commissioner. I'm just saying his job.
Yes, there's 32 of them. And they're the people that employ Roger Goodell. Okay? The fact that they've let him keep his job now makes them worse.
That's a very good point.
Which,
okay.
We're running into an entirely different topic here if we want to go there already. But
no, I did want to finish up on baseball. And,
okay, let's continue with baseball.
Then we'll do a couple of Bruins Celtic things, and then we'll finish up with football the rest of the show. Big game for the Pats on Sunday in Pittsburgh. Okay. Is Andrew Miller right now as good as Mariano Rivera ever was? Not saying that he's the greatest closer of all time like Mariano.
I mean, that's going to the Koji Uehara thing where, like, at that stretch he was as good as Mariano Rivera ever was. Okay, but yeah, that's using that kind of litmus test, like, for a period of 2 weeks, was he as good as, okay, sure.
Yes. Okay, yeah.
Correct.
Tracy McGrady is the GOAT. And
yeah, Tracy McGrady was the best player ever that 1 year in 2003. You know what I mean? Like, he had a GOAT-level season. Up there with the only other people similar to him that are wings, really, would be Jordan, LeBron, Larry, Tracy McGrady. For that one season. You know what I mean? That's why that doesn't fit. Because you could say that about any, like, I mean, Jeremy Lin for that 1 week was, like, awesome. You know what I mean?
We need Jeremy Lin to have a
Tim Tebow was an awesome winning quarterback for a bit. So, you know what I mean? He was never an awesome quarterback. But he was great at winning.
There was a time where Tim Tebow still had more playoff wins as a Broncos quarterback than Peyton Manning.
And it was after Peyton had been there for a year, so.
Oh, man, that was funny.
It's too bad that didn't stay.
But, oh, yeah. Andrew Miller, though, first reliever in playoff history with 5 strikeouts in back-to-back games. He did that in Game 1 and Game 2 against the Jays. He had 20 Ks to the first 9 innings pitched in the postseason, which is a major league record. I think he struck out 14 in the series against Toronto, which tied
Dude, he's
the
ridiculous.
Record. That's why, no matter if it's the Dodgers or the Cubs, whoever it's going to be, and for the record, I do think it's going to be the Cubs. I think the Indians are going to beat them. Because I don't know if you've been watching the National League.
I've watched a little bit.
Okay. Cubs bullpen is garbage. Theo Epstein needs to address that in the offseason. He went out and got a closer at the deadline. He got the wrong guy. He should have gotten Miller. He got Chapman instead. Chapman can't throw strikes. All you do with Chapman is just start your swing early and sit on his fastball and you crush it.
Yeah, but at the time, Chapman was considered the best reliever in baseball, basically, the most sought after.
I'm just letting you know. Not to me. I know a lot of people.
Okay, not to you, but to the consensus.
If he was that good, why would Cincinnati have traded him? All right. So, I mean, that's that. We already covered Francona, where he ranks with a World Series victory with the Indians, given all the circumstances we highlighted.
You mean all-time as a manager?
I'm talking all-time. I mean, could you conceivably put him, like...
I told you.
He'd be top 10.
He could be ahead of Joe Torre immediately.
He could.
Because I could say, all right, Joe Torre won
Joe has
one
6
more
pennants and 4 titles.
But Joe Torre won with these absolutely absurdly talented teams.
Which doesn't make him a bad manager.
I'm not saying that does. But I'm saying this makes Terry a arguably better manager because he's winning with a team that is not absurdly talented.
If John Farrell,
I don't know if Joe Torre would win this with the Cleveland team.
If John Farrell was a manager of the Indians right now, would they be in the World Series?
God, no, they wouldn't have made the playoffs.
Would they have won a playoff game?
They wouldn't have made the playoffs.
Okay.
Even if they stayed healthy.
What about someone like Joe Madden or Bruce Bochy? Would they still be in the World Series with all the injuries?
I don't know. That's why I don't know. You could argue he's the best right now.
I think he's the best manager in baseball. I think that's proved it.
I
thought he was in the conversation before, but I mean, I think it's over. Like Vince Carter dunk contest, it's over.
It's over.
All right.
I don't know.
Because honestly, I think the Indians are going to win the World Series.
They may.
Their bullpen's just lights out. You get a lead into the 6th inning, the game's over. It's going to be a fascinating series, and I'll tell you why. The Cubs might score on the Indians early, but not late. And it's going to be the reverse. I think the Indians will have trouble scoring on the Cubs early because I think their starting pitching's better. Their bullpen's not that great, so I think the Indians could score late. So I think that series would be absolutely fascinating for them. The Dodgers, I mean, after Kershaw, who do they have? If you're the Indians, I mean, Kershaw will probably start 3 games, and you just got to win every game that he doesn't start.
The Dodgers aren't making it.
I don't think so. But, I mean, you never say never in baseball, but I don't think they are.
You never say never in any sport, really, until it's over. But
I mean, I seriously doubt it, but you never know. Again, it's the Cubs. I could definitely see them losing these next 2 games. Just because of the Cubs. And just because I've seen it so many times. For the record, just for the stat heads, the one win away from the first NL pennant in 71 years. Last pennant came in 1945. Put that into perspective for you. Uncle Tom was 2 months old last time the Cubs played in the World Series. So that's how freaking long it's been.
Yeah, when was it? My dad wasn't even born, dude.
Well, your dad was born. He's like a year older than my dad. So yeah, they weren't alive yet. They weren't. My dad missed the Indians' last championship by 2 years. He was born in 50. They won it in 48. I do want to say though, this is eerily similar to 13 years ago against the Marlins. The Cubs came home up 3-2 with Pryor and Wood going in 6 and 7 at home. That was the Steve Bartman game in the 8th inning of Game 6. They should have him throw out the first pitch tomorrow.
Think so?
I do. I know so.
Okay.
I think that'd be great TV.
You think that'd be great TV?
Yeah. I want to see if they cheer him or boo him.
What do you think they'll do?
I don't know. I personally did never blame the guy. I mean, was it a stupid thing to do? Yeah. I mean, did he commit the error? Did he give up the other 7 runs after that? No.
Did he give up 7 runs after that? No.
Did they bring him into relief and he gave up 7 runs? I never understood that.
You know, people out there, they like to blame.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, again, we've talked about Buckner before. Can't say it's all his fault.
Buckner's actually low on my list for guys.
I know, we've talked about it. But who was blamed?
Oh, Buckner.
Okay. There was another game, right?
Yeah.
But who was blamed?
Well, I mean...
There's a lot of things after that.
I mean, Buckner shouldn't even have been in that game.
You could argue that he should have just been pulled.
No, McNamara that whole postseason put in Dave Stapleton for defense in the late innings at the end of those games. He wanted Buckner. He denied it. He still denies it today, but he wanted Buckner on the field for the celebration photos after they won. Now, they're up 2 runs with 2 outs and 2 strikes. I mean, their win probability was 99.996%. So, I mean,
you just do that in your head?
You can't really...
99.996%.
No, I just, it's a nice round number. I think Kershaw is due to get racked. I think the Cubs can actually close this out.
I don't believe in the due to get racked baloney. I'm not saying he won't get racked. I just don't think good pitches are due to get racked. It's overdue. Time to get racked. And I mean, it's like bun's done. You're oven went off. Check out the food.
Yeah, the difference between a guy like Lester and Bumgarner is they have a track record of being studs in the playoffs, and Clayton Kershaw does not.
Has he not been better recently?
He's been much better.
Okay.
And by the way,
Again, I always tell this to
I'm
you
glad
about
that you
playoffs,
brought
small sample size.
I'm glad that you brought that up.
And at some point, I just go, okay, David Price is a playoff bum. But at some point, you also say small sample size before that.
Yeah, but Kershaw had a big sample size. I think he's had like 6 or 7 playoff starts now. He's been in the playoffs the last several years.
That's an enormous sample size.
I do want to ask you one thing though. As it's basically the same amount as Price, maybe a little bit less. We can look it up.
Less.
Same volume, like 7+ starts. How much is Kershaw having a much better postseason? This is his best postseason by far. How much is that? As he missed 2 months with the back injury and he's fresh, or fresher than he normally would be?
Well, it is a good question.
Because every year he's been over 200 innings.
I don't think of him as a traditional workhorse for some reason, so that might be true. That he does get burnt out, and that if he has that many innings and doesn't have time off, maybe he is not as fresh for the postseason. That's a good hypothesis. It doesn't mean it's accurate.
No, it is
It's a good hypothesis. It could be that he's fresher because he was injured, which is odd to think.
Okay. That's about all I got for baseball. Super excited, though. I've said before on here, like, the World Series is my favorite thing to watch. I love playoff baseball. But I'm like one of like 8 people who still watches like every playoff game, and I realize that.
That's part of the... This is going to be the most watched ever. Well, people don't really watch baseball as much anymore, so... I'm not saying like it's just falling off.
Well, are you going to watch it?
I'll watch some of it.
Some of it?
Yeah.
All right, so if it's like Game 7, you're going to watch the whole game.
If it's Game 7, I'm going to watch it.
Okay. I had to make sure.
On that note, I watched Thursday Night Football over baseball yesterday.
And I can't believe that.
And I don't even usually watch Thursday Night Football.
You just wanted to watch Rodgers.
I just want to watch Rodgers. I like Rodgers.
That's fair.
And I thought they were going to win. I want to see if he came out of his quote-unquote slump.
I'll tell you what. We'll do this really quick. The Bruins have 6 points. Yay. They're 3-1. The Celtics haven't started yet. They're starting next Wednesday. We'll get into more depth about the Celtics after the baseball season's over.
Is the average World Series viewership in millions since they've been tracking it? Okay.
So 90,
86 is the highest.
Sense. That makes sense.
Okay.
94.
Well, yeah, a lot of viewers in 94. Okay, 04 had high. All right.
09 at high because it's the Yankees.
Yeah. It's been going down, right? Over the long haul.
Look how 98 dipped because everyone knew the Yankees were going to crush San Diego.
It's been going down, though.
I'm surprised that 2000 is so low with the Yankees and the Mets. I figured that would have got good ratings.
Most everyone else was like, I'm not from New York, I'm not watching.
So basically, since 1995, the 04 one was the highest rated.
Yeah.
And that wasn't a good World Series.
No, well, 95, yeah.
No, since 95.
Since 95.
And the 2004 World Series was not a good World Series.
No, but so many Red Sox fans.
Because of the historical factor.
So this could be back up there, but, I mean, look at that. You're talking about...
I think this is
You're lucky if you're getting 15 million viewers a game now.
If the Cubs are in it, I expect this to be right around here. And you guys can't see the screen, but I expect it to be...
He's putting it like the 24, 25 million a game mark.
I'm expecting...
That's absurd.
No. I said right here. I wasn't pointing up here.
No. This is 20 million a game.
Look it. It's going to be the highest rated since the 2004 series.
2004 was about 24.5 million. Almost 25 million.
I guarantee... If the Cubs are in it, they're going to do 20 million.
It's not going to be that high.
20 million a game.
It might be 20, but it's not going to be 25, 24. It's not.
We'll come back and check it after the series if the Cubs are in it. But
we will. We'll check it regardless.
I promise you.
But
because the Cubs have a following like the Red Sox do.
They have a big following. They do. I get that. I just don't think...
Bill Murray is a Cubs fan. Jim Belushi's a Cubs fan. Like, that matters.
That matters. I'm just trying to explain to you. The overall trend of baseball is down, 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 down.
Bill Murray comes in my basement right now. He's like, Scotty, I need you to become a Cubs fan. I'm like, yes, sir, Mr. Murray.
Yes, sir, Mr. Murray.
Like, throw my hat away.
Now, the opposite of baseball has been football. So let's get into football. Their viewership ratings have been going up.
We will. I just want to talk about...
That's not even a good rumor. You talk about this rumor
all the time. Not even a good rumor.
Celtics are getting Boogie Cousins for like the 800th time. We're trading Marcus Smart a bag of balls and a player to be named later, plus Kelly Olynyk's corpse. You know what I mean?
All right. So there's a rumor out there, and we're going to move on to football after this.
It's not true.
Smart, another piece in the 17 Brooklyn pick to Sacramento for Boogie. Do it. Do it now.
It's not
Do
true.
it now. I know everyone out there loves Marcus Smart. He can't play.
Marcus Smart sucks.
It's awful.
We've been over this. The day he was drafted, we were like, oh, this sucks.
No,
If you remember, I was like, I don't understand. That's the only position where we actually had a decent player.
No, at the time I was like, oh, that means Rondo's gone. Awesome.
Yeah, you loved it for that, but I was like, but he's our best player still, Rondo. Like, I'm like, let's just build a point guard. We'll build a point guard dynasty like the Minnesota Timberwolves.
He's not a point guard. That's the only problem.
He's not in anything.
He's not a 2 guard because he can't shoot.
He's not a point guard
because he can't dribble or run an offense.
He's definitely not a freaking small forward.
He's not a 3 or 4 or 5. He's just a guy.
He's a jag.
Just another guy. You're right.
And a defensive one at that.
You know what? The Pats just signed him to play corner. I think he'd actually be good.
No, wait, he'd be hurt all the time.
You're right.
He'd be Raz I.R. Dowling 2.0. You know what I mean?
He's hurt already.
They'd be like, Marcus, don't start. That's what they'd call him. Forget Marcus Smart, dude.
That's good.
So,
Marcus, don't stop.
the Pats versus Steelers. I am pumped and a little upset that Big Ben's injured.
I'm upset that he's not playing, and I'll tell you why. Even though it increases the likelihood the Pats are going to win the game, I think they're going to win.
I do too.
I think it was 50-50 when Ben was going to play.
Now I'm definitely like 70% Pats.
I'm
75.
like 80. Like
I don't know that high
like
because
80,
I think
20.
Pittsburgh's still good, and it's always hard on the road. But it's definitely
I think they're gonna-
it's heavily.
I think they're going to gash them.
I
think they're going to gash them.
It's heavily Patriots, put it that way. But I thought it was going to be a great game.
Well, not only that,
Great game.
but also I wanted to see what this defense did against a real quarterback in a hostile environment, and we're not going to see
Well, there's
it.
like 3 real quarterbacks.
I know.
And the problem is
this was one of them.
the only way you can tell against one of them is you're going to watch practice. You know what I mean? Not very many real quarterbacks in the league right now.
Do you include Aaron Rodgers in that or no?
I think he's still a real quarterback. He's just been playing horrible. That's why.
How much of that's the team around him, though?
I don't think it is, man. There's a lot of talented players still in that team. I know Eddie Lacy looks like he ate Eddie Lacy. I forget who said that, but someone else said that this week. They were like, Eddie Lacy looks like he ate Eddie Lacy. Okay, that's true.
Listen,
He's out now. But
my boycott is still in effect, so I haven't watched the Packers once. And I'm not going to watch them this year because I'm not playing the Patriots. So I'm just relying on what people are saying, and they're saying that like Rodgers has looked horrible.
But he's looked better last night.
He had 3. I looked it up. He had 3 touchdowns and no picks, and his rating was over 100. And I think he was 30.
Yeah, his horrible rating was like a 90 for the year. It was like an 88 or something before that.
Oh, that's so bad.
Yeah,
that is so
it's
horrible.
horrible. It's horrible for Aaron Rodgers.
Eli Manning, like
that's better than
wishes he
Eli
was
Manning's
90.
career rating, of course. But put it this way: a horrible.
They're what now? 4-2.
I think, yeah, they're 4-2. A horrible Aaron Rodgers rating is always better than a great Eli.
Look up his game logs.
I will. I'll look him up right now.
Let's see how horrible he's been. Because I haven't been studying.
He's been pretty bad. And the thing is, it went back to last season.
Here's the thing: pretty bad, period, or pretty bad for him.
Pretty bad for him.
Okay.
But it went back to last season too. It wasn't just like 3 or 4 games.
Oh, when he almost carried them to the NFC title game by himself without Jordy Nelson, when he was horrible last year.
Well, look, people always want to act like
I hate this, by the way.
the game logs. Yeah,
well, no, just the way
getting to him.
Yeah, the NBA it just goes straight down. This one goes across.
So.
All right, so we got his stats up here for the first 6 games, and they are
Game 1 against Jacksonville.
With the win losses.
They won, they lost, they won, they
All right,
won,
so
they
they're
lost,
4-2. All right.
And a win against Jacksonville, he was 199 yards. By the way, he hadn't thrown a 300-yard game in like 16 games, whatever it was. It was like ridiculous. But he was 20 for 34, 199 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 picks.
That's not bad.
It's not bad, but it's not
It's
great.
not Aaron
considering
Rodgers, but it's not bad.
They lost to Minnie. He was 20 for 36, 55% completion percentage, 213, 1-1. They won against Detroit. He was
Mediocre
15 for 24, 205, 4 touchdowns. That was a great game.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Okay. He was 23 for 45. That's not great. 259 yards, 2 TDs, 2 interceptions.
Very rare those 2, and that was at home, right?
That was at home. Correct.
He never throws picks in Green Bay either.
Against Dallas, he was 31
He was
for
bad.
42.
I heard about it.
And by the way, I just want it noted, these 4 games are at home. Okay? So in the past 4 games, he's been at home.
Still 10 touchdowns at 3 picks.
Yeah, but he has 95.5 rating.
That's
Aaron Rodgers at home normally. The other years we looked up, it's like 120 rating at home and like a 90 rating on the road. Okay, we looked up a couple different seasons. He's absurd at home and horrible on the road.
Aaron Rodgers, comparatively. No, not horrible.
It was like he and Peyton Manning had the biggest home road splits. We're talking 30 points on rating.
Aaron Rodgers is historically pretty good on the road, like the Terminator and Lambeau.
Right.
Usually how.
But I mean, like 90 on the road, 90 quarterback rating, 120 at home. That's a huge split.
Then Brady's like 50-50 home and road, like almost.
It's almost the same
every season. And Russell Wilson is horrible in Seattle, and he's like
way better on the road.
He's like Joe Montana on the road.
Yeah, it was weird when we checked some of the numbers. But so Rodgers is
last year Russell Wilson had like I think 18 touchdowns and no picks on the road or something ridiculous.
Yeah, when we went over it. Rodgers on at home this year is 108 for 167 for 64.67 completion percentage, 1,084 yards, 10 touchdowns, 3 picks, and 95.5 rating. On the road, obviously this is a small sample size, it's only 2 games.
No, it's going to do all 6.
I got it, don't worry. He's 40 for 30 for 57.14 completion percentage, 412 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick for a 82.6 rating.
Mediocre for him.
That's very mediocre.
But for people to be like, people are talking like Aaron Rodgers like can't play football anymore.
No, I'm not saying he can't play football anymore, but what they are saying is his his yards per dropback were one of the lowest in the league, which is one of the ways you rate quarterbacks. You rate quarterbacks by your yards, your adjusted yards per attempt, and 6.65 is not cutting it.
No.
For his career, he's like an 8.6 or something.
Yeah.
Okay, so to be a 6.65, that's not cutting it. That's pretty poor.
You know what this is reminding me of right now?
91 rating in the NFL nowadays. Not that good.
Do you know what this reminds me of right now?
No.
Tom Brady 2 years ago.
It doesn't.
First 4 weeks.
Doesn't, and I'll tell you why. Tom Brady had no one. If Tom Brady had Jordy Nelson and Randall Cobb, okay, and Devontae Adams and the guys that... Do you remember who Tom Brady had in 2013?
He had Edelman, 4 games of Gronk.
Okay.
Austin Collie. Who else? Was Steven Jackson a running back then?
Nope.
No, that was last year.
Dropson.
I don't even count him.
He had him. Aaron Dobson was
I don't even count him. He doesn't count.
You saw a touchdown against
the Saints.
What was it? Who was that to?
Campbell Tompkins.
Okay, where is he now? Back in groceries?
Isn't he in
Correct.
Isn't he in Oakland?
He was in Oakland. I don't even know if he's still in the league. You had Josh Boyce. You did not have a good team.
I actually liked Kimbrough.
It wasn't bad. He couldn't catch. He really couldn't. He brought it to his body all the time. That's why he dropped McAdams. He wasn't an NFL receiver. I don't even know if he's still in the league. We could check it out. But the point is, he had nobody, and on top of having nobody, he had a shit offensive line. Rodgers doesn't have really either right now. He has better weapons, and he has a better offensive line. So he shouldn't be playing this poorly. Like, if he had nobody, I'd be like, oh, man, he has nobody. Jordy Nelson's back now. He still has Randall Cobb, who's better than anyone we just named.
Maybe his girlfriend doesn't blow him well enough. What do you want from me?
I'm not blaming you that Rodgers has been sucking. I'm just saying that he's been... It's funny. Ever since Deflategate, Aaron Rodgers hasn't been as good. Ever since Deflategate, Tom Brady's been fucking awesome.
Oh, you really going there?
I am.
They check Rodgers' balls now?
They must deflate his balls. He can't throw it as fast. Think about it. The more inflated the ball is, the higher inflated it is, it travels through the air faster. There's actually no benefit to a quarterback to have a deflated football. Doesn't make sense, other than I guess your guys won't drop it as much. Okay?
You can make a case that it's harder to fumble it. That's about it.
That's the only case you can make. And it's so little, the actual PSI difference, that's not really going to be harder.
I've done like all the experiments.
You can't tell. No one can tell.
No, like I have the gauges and like, okay, this is like blah, blah, blah. This is 12, this is 11. You can't really tell a difference between 12 and a half and 11 and a half.
There's no way.
It's insignificant.
People have to understand there's actual atmospheric pressure anyways. It's automatically in a football, other than the PSI that we're talking about. So it's a little different than just thinking that it's this giant amount when it's not.
Has anyone picked up Aaron Dobson?
Yeah, when's the last time Campbell Tompkins played?
The Jets last year.
Yeah? Do you remember seeing him?
No, I don't.
He had 17 receptions. I don't even remember him playing for the Jets last year. He's not in the league anymore. Not in the league anymore.
We should invite him on.
No.
He's not invited on?
No, he's not invited on.
How come?
He's not invited on. But obviously, he had his best year. Brady. Actually, other than his 4 touchdowns with Brady as a rookie, he has 0 touchdowns for his career. You saw one of the man's 4 touchdown catches in his whole life.
I'm proud of that. It's a great moment.
Now, is it Big Ben no problem? No Big Ben no problem? I don't think so. I think it's going to be so competitive.
I think they're going to win. I think it'll be close early and then they'll pull away.
I think it'll be competitive.
I think it's going to be close early and they're going to pull away late.
I think you'll know in the first half how the game's going to go. If it's close, it's going to stay close.
Dude, their D's not that good.
I understand that.
I mean, the Pats aren't either, but I mean...
No, Pats D's way better than you give them credit for.
All right, Pittsburgh gave up...
Pittsburgh still has a good offense, you realize that?
Yeah, but they gave up 33
points.
points to Philly. What's Brady going to do? Give 33 points to a rookie.
Now, if the Pats win, and then they win next week...
7-1.
71 going in the bye.
7 in the bye.
Is the 1 seed over? Yes. The 1 seed's over if they win against Pittsburgh. Well, Buffalo probably too, but they have a 60-something% chance of grabbing the 1 seed based on projections.
That'll
if they
jump
win this
to
week.
75%.
If they win this week. That's absurd, considering you're going to be at week 7. Okay?
I got to tell you, the Denver game still bugs me. The Denver game still bugs me just because of all the bad luck and bad games they've had there. Hopefully, you're so far out in front of Denver, it's not going to make a difference. We're not going to know until December. But I do not want to go out there again.
They're going to beat Denver. In Denver. Told you that this year. You can sit there and think, oh, it's Denver. Brady can't play in Denver. They're going to beat Denver.
Denver.
Okay? Denver's going to lose 3 more games throughout the rest of the season anyways. And they're going to beat Denver. Pitt's going to lose a bunch of games now. Who else is in contention for the number 1 seed? AFC South?
Buffalo.
Now, let's just throw that whole division out. Yeah, Buffalo? Because Buffalo is one of the only teams left.
I think the Pats are trouncing them in 2 weeks.
So if Buffalo trounces, if the Patriots trounce Buffalo,
I think about what Amendola said after they lost to the Bills a couple of weeks ago. He said, "Yeah, we'll see them again."
Well, but he knew that anyways.
Well, no, but they were pissed off about the.
But here's the rest of Buffalo's schedule. Okay, they play at Miami, then they play the Pats at home, then they play at Seattle, at Cincy, Jacksonville at home, at the Raiders, Pittsburgh at home, Cleveland at home, Miami at home, at the Jets.
That's not a hard schedule.
They could legitimately lose.
At Seattle, at Oakland, and Pittsburgh will give.
They could lose 4 or 5 of those games, without a doubt, easily. Seriously, I understand they're 4-2. They're 4-2. I understand they've had 2 really good games. Let's not act like they've been world beaters the rest of the time. Because they haven't.
Look at the quarterbacks they played. All right, Carson Palmer. I mean, they're kind of getting their shit together, but at the time, Jacoby Brissett. I don't even know who the hell the Rams quarterback is.
Case Keenum.
Is that who it was?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
that's who it is.
And Kaepernick.
Honestly, Kaepernick looked good to start the game.
He was awful. He's so bad.
He ended up being awful. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that there's no way that team doesn't win 10 or 11 games, but I'd be hard-pressed to think that they win more than 11. And I'm telling you right now, the Pats are definitely winning more than 11.
I'm not worried about the division.
Okay, well then the 1 seed is fine too, because no one else is going to get in the 1 seed. Look around. Cincy ain't winning the 1 seed, right? Cleveland. Is Cleveland winning the 1 seed? Cincy's not.
Let's go through the whole AFC.
All right, we will. Ready? We'll just go back to the standings and we'll look at the ready?
Okay.
Pitt's going to lose. Probably, if you beat Pitt this week, they're 4-3.
And you got the tiebreaker.
The Ravens ain't winning the 1 seed.
They've lost 3 in a row.
Bengals ain't winning the 1 seed.
Andy Dalton, Marvin Lewis.
They're already 2-4. Cleveland ain't winning the 1 seed. The AFC South, we're just going to throw that division away. They don't even count.
I think the Browns are going to run the table.
The AFC South is just like the...
Do you know that?
What?
The Cavs won the NBA title.
The Browns are going to win.
Indians are going to win the World Series, and the Browns are going to run off 10 straight.
What, are we trading Brady to the Browns?
No, Jimmy. Fugazi.
Denver's losing 3 more games. Oakland's probably losing 2 or 3 more games easy. And Oakland's actually pretty good. Kansas City will probably lose 3 more games. Let's just say the best team out of that finishes 11-5. Pats are going to beat that. Pats are going to sleepwalk to 12-4.
If they win the next 2, I mean, 12-4 is a given. It's a given.
Even if they go 1-1 in the next 2, 12-4 should be a given. The schedule does not get that much harder. It's easy.
It softens
San
up.
Diego sure as hell
It softens up. It softens up after Seattle. We can look at the schedule right now.
So we'll say even
And they got 2 weeks to get ready for Seattle, by the way, which could be a good thing and a bad thing because sometimes you're a little rusty coming out of the bye.
should be a good thing, but okay. You play at Pitt, at
Tough
Buffalo,
games, tough
home
games.
at Seattle.
2 tough games.
Let's even say you go 1-2.
Next 3 games are tough. Agreed.
Sure. Let's just say you go 1-2. You're 6-3, right? You play at San Fran,
7-3.
at the
8
Jets,
and 3,
against
9
LA at
and
home,
3,
against Baltimore at home,
10-3.
at Denver.
10-4.
Okay. Jets at home,
11-4.
at Miami.
11-5.
No, that's bullshit. They're not going to fucking lose at Miami.
They never win there.
That's not true. They do win it. They win there when they have to. That was like before the Troy Brown friggin' overtime victory. Ever since then, the Patriots have been fine at Miami. They've been good at Miami. They just throw games at Miami all the time because they don't need him at the end of seasons. That's what upsets me. Like, the last time the Patriots lost to an AFC team was the Bills a couple years ago. I think it was 2 or 3 years ago. That's because they had the division and the 1 seed wrapped up.
That was the last game of the 14 season.
Yeah.
Denver lost that week and it clinched the 1 seed.
Yeah.
Brady played the first half.
That upsets me.
Gronk and Edelman didn't even play.
It upsets me. That was like that's their one loss in like the longest time against the AFC at home. The Patriots. It upsets me because they let that game happen. They were like, we don't care. It's like last year's Miami game. They lost to Miami last year. They didn't care. They literally give away wins all the time. And they finished 12-4, 13-3. Why? Because they're like, we already have the 1 seed. Let's rest. I get it. Well, last year they just had the bye and they didn't care. Like, they were playing to not get injured, which cost them a Super Bowl. Seriously, look at Bill Belichick and say, "Hey, bud, it's your own fault."
The Philly game cost them the 1 seed.
But even after the Phillies, what happened after the Philly game?
Of their 4 losses, that was the big one.
Was it though? Because Miami, you had a chance to gain the 1 seed. You could have stole the 1 seed. And what happened?
You didn't come to play.
You didn't even show up. You had Brady played for half. You handed the ball off the whole time, which makes no sense.
They started 10-1. They lost at Denver. They should have won.
Forget the 10-1. They started 10-0.
No, they started 10-0. They lost a game, so they're 10-1 into that Philly game. You're at home. You got a 2-touchdown lead. That team, Mark Sanchez is your opposing quarterback. The team's ready to quit, and you decide at that point to get cute. That was Bill's biggest coaching mistake all last season.
Okay, but even after that, every game they lost.
You win that game. No, you win that game. You're 11-1. Then you win the next 2, and you're 13-1, and you could lose to the last 2 games. You could rest everyone the last 2 games. And still
My point was, even after all the other things, they should have just went to Miami to play, and they would have won that game, and they would have had the 1 seed. With a week off to rest.
That was the loss that bothered me the most. That Philly loss.
You could say it bothered you the most, but ultimately time is a factor, and so at the end, the only thing that mattered was the Miami game because you still could have won the 1 seed.
They gave up 28 unanswered, starting with that stupid punt onside kick or whatever it is.
And they still should have won the game after that. And they came back.
Almost did.
Yeah. That reminded me a little bit of the San Fran game in 2012, where they fell behind by a massive amount because they kept fumbling the ball and they came back.
They were down. Yeah, they were down like what?
28-0, I think it was.
No, 28-3.
Are you sure?
Yeah, and then
it must have been tied 31-31 then.
Then they tied it, and then they let them score in like 2 plays.
That was Kyle Arrington.
Yep.
Covering Michael Crabtree. And I remember on the outside. And I was like, why is he playing on the outside?
That was my birthday, and you had like a bad foot and like couldn't go to the game or something.
My knee.
Oh, it was your knee, and like Steve Smith calls me. I'm like, hey, what do you want? And he's like, do you want to go to the game? I was like, I already made plans, so I knew it was gonna pour, so I just stayed home. But yeah, I remember that game well.
That was a awesome game. Other than the fact
if they won that game, Brady would have stolen the MVP because they wouldn't have lost the rest of the year.
Brady probably could have been MVP anyways. Brady could always be MVP. Brady is the MVP.
You looking up that game?
Yeah, we are.
December 16th, 2012. So we're looking that up right now.
He just scored 24 points in the fourth quarter.
Goes to show you how ridiculous
Tom Brady is. That was against a great defense too, by the way.
So we got the scoring plays here. We'll go through all of them. What the hell? So Moss scored a touchdown to put San
Fran. How funny is it that Randy Moss played for them and scored against us there?
Oh, that was awesome. He beat Arrington, I think. I was going nuts. I'm like, Arrington sucked. All right, Goss kicked a field goal. Delaney Walker caught a 34-yard pass from Cap. Akers kicked a field goal. It's 17-3 at this point. They fumbled a bunch in this game, too. So they're down 17-3 at the half. Gore ran it in for 24-3. Crabtree caught a touchdown pass to make it 31-3. So 6 minutes left in the third. Woodhead ran it in and make it 31-10. Brady rushed it in, make it 31-17 to start the fourth. Hernandez caught a touchdown pass to make it 31-24. Woodhead ran it in, make it 31-31. And I think that
This is the one I'm talking about, the Crabtree one I told you.
okay, so they scored. All right, so they scored a touchdown in 18 seconds on 2 plays, both against Arrington, if I recall.
I just remember the 38-yarder was against Harrington. He's covering him out.
Oh, he sucked.
He could never play on the outside. I don't know why he was even on the outside.
He was actually like passable in the slot.
He was good in the slot. He was. He just never. He could never put him on the outside.
Well, first of all, he's like 5'2".
He's not that tall.
He never turned around.
There's no way.
I
blame the coaches for the never turning around part because that's like a common. It's our defensive back. So what does that tell me? That's coaching. Look, I'm gonna talk about the Pats defense right now.
Hold on though. You learn in Pee Wee football. When the receiver turns around, you turn around.
Not when
the Patriots are the only team that doesn't do that.
Well,
and I don't.
Bill Belichick's coaching
and
style,
I don't
obviously.
understand why. I don't get it.
I don't know what to tell you. It's Bill Belichick's coaching style.
If I could ask Bill one question, I would say, receiver turns around, you turn around. How come you don't coach that?
I don't know.
Chris O'Keefe is stumped. He has no idea.
I told you. I don't know.
You don't know?
Really don't know. But the Pats defense, you hate them. You really do. You complain about them all the time.
I'm sick of this bend don't break crap.
Why? It works perfect.
I don't care if it works.
Told you.
It's frustrating to watch.
It isn't because they don't give up a lot of points.
Yeah, but they let teams march up and down the field on them all
until they get to like the 30 and then they stop them. And sometimes they kick field goals, sometimes they don't get the ball. That's not every single time. I mean, they do stop people. I mean, it's not one of those things where like this is not the 2011 defense. It's not.
It shouldn't be on paper. Shouldn't be.
It's not. It's not at all. And they haven't even been completely healthy yet. I mean, I don't know what you want us to do. Like
us. What is
the Patriots? Like have 0 points forever?
Us?
The Patriots.
I'm not on the team.
No, like the Pats, the New England Patriots.
Yeah.
What do you want them to do? Let up 0 points a game.
No, I want them to get off the field on third down. That's what I want them to do. They're like 29th in the league getting off the field.
How many points per game do they give up? What's more important to you? So you'd rather have them be 29th in points per game, give up a ton of points, but get off the field right away?
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't. That's not how it works. I mean, the problem is the Orioles' offense actually works in football. Okay? Just scoring home runs every once in a while, that's actually big in football.
The Orioles' offense doesn't work in any sport.
Anyway, you guys signed Batista this year?
I don't want him.
Yeah, but doesn't that
he's like a little bitch.
Doesn't that just smell of an Orioles signing for like $7 million a year?
No, because he would cost money.
Yeah, $7 million a year.
He'll get more than that.
You let Trumbo walk.
I'd rather have Trumbo.
Right, but you'll let Trumbo walk and you'll sign Batista for $7 million.
Batista strikes out. He'll hit you 30 home runs. He'll get hurt for 6 weeks at some point, and he's lousy in the field. Why would I want him?
I'm not saying you want him. I'm saying don't you think that the stink?
You know what I want?
Orioles stink is on him right now.
Do you know what I want? Pitching. Starting pitching. That's what I want.
Orioles stink is all over Batista right now. He already smells like an Oreo.
So he smells like shit.
I gotta find a picture of him in like some orange and just be like, look.
I don't want him.
I like the bend but don't break.
I don't understand that, by the way.
I do.
No, the stink of the Oriole.
No, I'm just saying. I just think that
that's expensive.
That's expensive stink. The Orioles stink is expensive.
All right. Peter Angelo's probably still wearing Paco Rabanne from the 80s. I mean, he doesn't want to spend that money. Give Albert Bell that money. He hasn't played in 20 years. I'm stupid.
I'm not stupid.
I can handle things. I'm smart.
I'm smart. Let's talk about the Josh Brown thing.
Marcus, do not start.
They call me Marcus, do not start. I'm always injured. Hurt my ankle. I'll be out for 3 weeks.
All right. At this point, the NFL incompetence is going to just make me pass out, so I'm just going to let you go on the Josh Brown thing.
It's ridiculous.
Roger Goodell is the worst person at his job.
No,
ever.
the owners are worse.
No.
They are, because they kept him around.
No, because Roger Goodell should have the presence of mind to be like, you guys are idiots. Like, you're making me look like a fool. Like, stop this.
Well, see, I think maybe at this point he's like, you know what? I don't give a shit if I'm bad, because I get paid $30 million, $40 million, $27 million, whatever you want to pay me. Yeah, he gets paid to do nothing.
So it's like
Except whatever the owners tell
So
him
he's
to
like Barack Obama.
No, because presidents don't get paid that much. Think about it. Presidents have more stress.
Then why are the Clintons multimillionaires? If they've been public servants,
You get paid after you're president. Everyone knows that, unless you're Jimmy Carter. Then you just go build houses for free in like Zimbabwe and like Colombia and stuff. Like, he's probably off in Nicaragua right now, like building a house.
Jimmy Carter's actually like a true like patriot and a great American.
He
He's
is.
just a terrible president.
Right, because he couldn't lead anybody. He was just a good person. There's a difference.
No, dude, if I met Jimmy Carter, I'd be like, dude, what's going on?
No,
He seems like a super.
Seems like an awesome person.
Yeah,
Nothing wrong with that. He just couldn't lead anybody.
yeah.
He's a great person, not a leader.
I'd shake his hand. I'd say like, you're awful president, but I like hanging out with you.
You want to build me a house? I'm like, Jimmy, let's build a house.
Oh, I gotta go down to Peter Farm. Wee.
No, so he got one game. And they were like, the documents weren't out. Yeah, but you kind of knew he was like a domestic abuser.
That's the thing.
And like a serial domestic abuser.
Do you know what it's gonna be?
What?
Oh, we got new information.
Yeah,
Like
well, they already said that. We got new information. We didn't know. We didn't have those documents yet. Yeah, because you asked the sheriff department. They were like, well, it's an ongoing case right now, so no. Well, once that case was over, you should have been like, can we have the frickin' documents? It's like the Ray Rice thing all over again. It really is.
This guy.
I actually feel bad for Ray Rice. You know that?
This guy and these owners, they redefined tone deaf.
They've done everything wrong.
They just don't get it. They fuck everything up, no matter what it is.
And that's part of the reason why the ratings are falling.
And
Part of it.
And they're gonna make everyone wear pink for breast cancer awareness
And then-
week.
and then they don't-
turn a
don't-
blind eye to someone beating the shit
No,
out
no,
of his
it's
wife.
not even that. They don't even give most of the money to breast cancer.
Yeah, it goes to Roger Goodell. We all know
Yeah,
that.
it goes to the commissioner's trust fund or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it's sad. It really is, and this is why people aren't watching.
I can't understand how FIFA was investigated and the NFL hasn't.
People don't watch.
I can't figure that out.
People don't watch. Well, because we're in America, and there's no way our corrupt politicians are gonna investigate. You know what I mean? They're like, oh no, we're dirtier than them. Let's not do that. The world, at least the rest of the world, there's some people out there that aren't as corrupt as America, so they're like, well, yeah, let's actually investigate. If FIFA was just run by America, they would have never investigated. But okay, concussions. People don't like concussions, right?
See,
People don't like.
I'm gonna interject for 1 second.
I'm gonna. Don't worry.
I don't blame Roger Goodell for the concussions thing. I think he kind of inherited it. But what has he done to change it?
He hasn't.
He still will.
So this is the
he
thing.
still will tell you like there's no proof that concussions cause CTE. Like yeah, there
On top
is,
of that,
dude.
then they sit there and they say how much they care about concussions. But on the games like the first game where it looked like Cam Newton had a concussion, they kept him in, even though he kept getting drilled in the head.
It's because he's black.
No, it's because they don't care if a player actually has a concussion. They'll say they do, but they don't. On top of that, you let big hits out of the game. So you've already let the big hits out of the game, but you're not preventing, nor do you really care about concussions. That's a huge issue for people. Because what do people like? They like big hits, right? But people don't like concussions. But you still have concussions, but you don't have big hits. What's that? Down viewership. No one likes pedophiles. No one likes people that beat people. No one likes people that use switches to beat children. No one likes Greg Hardy. Like, no one likes Richie Incognito. None of that stuff. Ray Rice, nobody likes any of those people because of what they did. But guess what? They screw it up at every point in turn. They're blind every time. They mess it up. No one wants to watch. No one. What happens with all the night games? They all suck. Thursday night games. Horrendous.
To be fair, there's like 3 good teams in the league.
Right. But my whole point is, night games have to be the good games if you want us to frickin' watch.
Well, they should do flex scheduling year round. Is really what they should do.
They should get rid of the Thursday night game.
But
do flex scheduling.
I've hated,
have a better committee that actually does discipline. When you actually have a breast cancer thing, breast cancer awareness, donate all your goddamn money to breast cancer so that people don't find out, oh, wait a minute, you guys keep like 95% of the proceeds and give like 5% to like the Roger Goodell Trust Fund. Like, that's not how this works. People are smart enough to know how to look things up now, and they go, oh, that league's really shitty. That league's really corrupt. It's really deceitful. They're really arrogant. I don't like them. I'm not going to waste my entire Sundays and then my Sunday night, not just my Sundays anymore, my Sunday night, and then my Monday night, and then my Thursday night, for a product that sucks for a league that don't give a shit. Okay? Then they did Deflategate, and it made it even worse, especially for this part of the country, because we're like, oh my god, they don't even believe in math and science? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what are we doing here? The world is not flat, people.
And Chris O'Keefe has just outlined my NFL boycott, which seems to be working. Everyone's taking my lead.
Well, no.
This is clearly because of my boycott.
A lot of people aren't doing what you're doing. They're doing what I'm doing. I watch the Patriots. I watch a little bit here and there. Other than that, I'm going to go watch something else. I'm going to go do this. Oh, wait.
I watch the Patriots exclusively.
Now, you don't care, but I watch presidential debates. People are going, oh, the presidential debates, the presidential this. That's the reason why. No. Because you know what? There was, one or maybe two presidential debates on Sunday? One was on Sunday. The other ones were during the week. You know what? Your game's not even running against the presidential debates. On top of that, what's going to happen when Walking Dead comes back? I know you don't watch Walking Dead, but I watch Walking Dead. A lot of people watch Walking Dead. This is the Patriots. I'm watching Walking Dead over Sunday Night Football. I don't need to watch Sunday Night Football.
I got to show you something.
There's no need for me to watch your product anymore.
Oh, no, you already saw this. For some reason, I thought someone else sent it to me. You saw this, right? I was dying.
I did see that a million times. There's no need. Actually, I said it's Hillary Clinton dressed as all the Death Row Records people, really. It's like a thing of her wearing a suit that basically Pac wore, and then one that...
the red one, she looked like Suge.
Yeah, the Suge, and then one that Snoop was wearing, basically. And it said, oh, Hillary's been representing Death Row Records the whole time. You know what I mean? At the 3 debates. It's hilarious. I told someone it's hilarious. I said, it almost makes me want to vote for her. But I won't. Vote for her.
Don't you dare.
I won't.
Your mother and your father are voting for her. That's bad enough.
Dude, you're voting for Trump. That's worse.
I think I might vote for Gary Johnson.
I'm voting for Gary Johnson. Anyone that votes for Trump or Hillary should be shot on spot. That should be my thing. It's like Marcus don't start, shot on spot. Like, boom. Excuse me, who did you vote for? Doof. Get this a dead American out of here. They're no longer an American. You know what I mean? And I don't even like Gary Johnson. He's just way better than those two.
I like Bill Weld.
I like Bill Weld. And Gary Johnson's like mediocre to me. I don't care how much weed he smokes and how many bike rides he goes on. I don't care anything else about him. I don't care what he doesn't know about foreign policy. He doesn't know what Aleppo is. Oh, that's some cool dog food, right? No, I don't care. I'm voting for him. Because he's not unethical and he's not a lunatic. And both Hillary and Trump are both of those things. So, Gary Johnson all the way. I mean, I might vote Tom Brady. I might vote Aaron Rodgers. Is Rodgers old enough? You gotta be 35.
Nah, he's not old enough.
You think he's younger than me? He's 34.
If you were born a year earlier, we all could have voted for you.
I know. I was actually lamenting it. I was like, if I was just 35, I could run. Well, Rodgers is about to be 33. I could run.
Do you know what the thing is?
If I was a year older.
The sad thing is, like, you would get like 14% of the electoral college.
I should, right? I mean,
no, like I'm talking like about around 20%.
I mean, the first thing we're gonna do is build a resurrected statue in the White House to Tom Brady.
Then that's gonna cost your votes.
It's going to get me a ton of votes in New England, though.
Yeah, but that's like 1/12 of the country.
That's all right. Then I'll tell Chicago I'm going to build a statue of Michael Jordan in the White House.
Okay, that's going to get you votes nationwide.
It's also going to give me a lot of votes in Chicago. Then I'm going to say how awesome Muhammad Ali was.
You're going to say that the Los Angeles Lakers are going to forfeit every game for eternity. Everyone would vote for you because everyone hates the Lakers.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I would. I'm president. First thing I do, Lakers, you're out.
You're out. The Lakers have been kicked out of the NBA. You can't do that. It just did. So you're the president, you're not the commissioner. I don't care. I'm calling the commissioner tonight.
Article 46. Yeah, Article 46 of the
I'm going to use NFL's Article 46 to make power moves as the president. You can't do that. If Goodell ran for president, I wouldn't vote for him. I wouldn't vote for him over Clinton. If it was Hillary versus Goodell, I'd vote for Hillary. If it was Trump versus Goodell, I'd vote for Trump.
I think if Goodell ran, I would vote for him just to see how badly he could fuck it up.
No, because our whole country would suck, dude.
It sucks now. What's the point?
Way worse. He'd be the worst ever. And then he wouldn't have a boss, so we wouldn't even be able to be like, well, it's the owner's fault. We'd be like, fuck, why did we vote for this guy?
He would have videotapes of have tapes of like a 9/11 terrorist attack and be like, we're still gathering new information.
Gathering new information. See, I don't think that it was an inside job. I just think that the ratings are down because people are using different types of technology.
What are you talking about?
To bomb the World Trade Center.
President Goodell, what are you talking about?
He's ridiculous. Oh, he never answers anything.
He's a fucking robot.
I can't stand him. We've talked about it so many times. I absolutely cannot stand Roger Goodell. I don't want to say I hate him, because I don't hate him.
I hate him.
I don't hate him. There's not enough there. He's not enough of a person for me to even hate.
If I ran into him, I don't think I cuss him out. I don't think I try to assault him. I think I would just spit in his face and walk away.
I'd probably tell him to go fuck himself, but I probably wouldn't spit in his face.
I'd spit in his face.
I just say, you, sir, what's wrong?
No,
I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
No, like that's like the ultimate form of disrespect. I'd just like spit in your face and walk away.
I still can't believe this Josh Brown thing could get him out.
No,
it could.
If the Ray Rice thing didn't get him out, nothing will. He lied. We all know he lied.
Well, he could be Teflon Raj, but I mean he.
No, it's not going to happen.
At some point, it's got to be.
How bad does Morrow look?
Horrible.
Oh.
That's what I mean. That's why you could conceivably say that they're worse.
He bashed Goodell and said, like, this is...
How bad did Buscemi look?
This is, like, unacceptable with, we take the, like... What did he say? He's like, this is unacceptable. We're not going to stand for domestic violence. And this guy was like, oh, yeah, he told us he was doing it, but he said he was stopping, so we were okay with it.
He said he stopped. We knew it was... We didn't know about all 20 times. Okay, did you know about, like, half of them?
Well, we knew about, like, 5 of them. But, I mean, 5's a small sample size. Yeah. I mean, we didn't know it was 20.
We didn't know. And he stopped a long time ago. He repented. You know what I mean? He genuflected to the shrine of Goodell. Oh, that makes it okay.
That's what these players do. What did Ray Rice do to get 2 games instead of suspended?
Suck Rogers' dick.
He kissed the ring.
Yeah. You want to know why Tom Brady got 4 games? Because he wasn't a bitch.
He said, fuck you.
He was like, no, I didn't do anything wrong. Go fuck yourself. He said, give me your phone. He said, forget your own goddamn fucking phone. I'm going to throw my phone in the microwave and watch it fucking burn while I laugh at you, you little dick prick. And Roger goes, 4 games. You know what I mean? That's what happened.
Yeah, and it didn't matter. We're still going to get the 1 seed.
Yeah, 4 games.
So eat a dick.
Yeah. So that's why it's upsetting. That's why the ratings are down. People see this stuff. They see the concussion. They see the fact that
that's
remember Playmakers? Do you remember Playmakers from ESPN?
Great show.
That was shut down.
Great show.
Why was it shut down?
Because of Roger Goodell.
Because of Roger Goodell in the league. Okay? The show Ballers, they keep telling NFL players that they're not allowed to do it, but they still do it anyways. Well, we don't want NFL players on there. You guys shouldn't be participating in that show. The show's fucking awesome.
It is.
Okay? Playmakers was fucking awesome. The NFL tries to ruin things that people like. And eventually people go, you know what? Your product sucks. Your commissioner sucks. You guys are deceitful. The owners don't give a shit about us. You guys don't raise money. You don't care about the community.
I'm not
going to give up all my time.
You're more concerned.
You want to ruin everything we like.
You're more concerned about...
You've ruined ESPN, and ESPN's in bed with you. There's so much stuff now where it's just like, no, we don't like you guys anymore. NFL, go away. I'll watch my own team. Maybe I'll watch a little bit of the players I like. I don't care about the rest of it. And I'm probably one of the biggest football fans ever created. I watched football before football was popular.
How big a problem... Yeah, me too. How big a problem is it that Roger Goodell's more concerned about what color Antonio Brown's cleats are than, like, concussions and, like, domestic violence? Like, that's a problem. That's a serious problem.
How big a problem is it that Burfict didn't even get a game suspension when he tried to injure 2 players and he cares about player safety?
He doesn't.
Right.
He has Thursday night games.
So they're lying all the time. And the Thursday night games are horrible.
Awful.
Oversaturation. And who said that? Mark Cuban a couple years ago. And we agreed with him when he said it. You and I, we agreed with him in the email chain. All of us did.
Look at, I always watch the games on Thanksgiving. I always watch the Lions.
Thanksgiving's different.
That is
even if they did a couple weeks of Thursday night games or Saturday night games like they used to do, that'd be okay.
Saturday night games are great. I love those.
Just a couple here and there at the end, like the last 2 weeks of the season. The ones that mattered, bump them to Saturday night.
The Pats are playing on Saturday night, Christmas Eve. I'm so excited for that game.
That's awesome, right?
Awesome.
But you know what I want to see on those night games? Teams that matter. If it's a crap game, and unless it's my team, I'm not going to watch. No. Oh, you want to go to a club Saturday? Not that I go clubbing. You want to go to a club Saturday night? You want to stay in and watch friggin', Browns versus Cincy? I'm going to go to the club. I'm not a Browns or a Cincy fan. Okay? I don't even go to the club.
All I can think of right now is the scene in Good Will Hunting when Matt Damon's like, get the club's like, bum, 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 boom, 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 boom. You stop dancing. Then George Plimpton's like, boom, boom, yes.
That's How do you like them apples?
That's Chris O'Keefe right there.
Boom, 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 boom. Seriously, though, no one wants to give up their life anymore to watch terrible crap football.
I started it.
That's not... No, I did it when they did the boycott.
And it worked, didn't it?
For the fake refs.
And it worked,
the real
right?
refs came back.
And it worked, right?
We got to get rid of Roger Goodell. But think about it.
And it worked, right?
You have family to spend time with.
What?
It's not just you, though.
I started.
Mine was just me. They're like, oh, God, we're going to lose Chris O'Keefe. Get him back. Real refs. Get him back.
To be fair, I only watched the Patriots during that stretch. And
yeah,
the real refs.
I don't blame you.
But, by the way, it's not that much of an upgrade. The real refs still suck. I mean, it was a little bit better.
Oh, that's part of the problem, too. Refereeing and officiating is a problem.
By the way, I didn't watch the game, but I guess Sean McDonough was like
He said it too.
He was exasperated at one point. It's like, you want to know why ratings are down? They throw a flag on every play. It's unwatchable.
Yeah, and it's
He's
true.
right.
That's part of it. It's the way the game is played, the pace of play, the too many commercials. Okay, the kickoffs are fun to watch. What happens with kickoffs nowadays? I mean, actually,
They're trying to eliminate them.
but the new rule actually makes people do them more, which is actually.
I think
cool.
they're doing it just to spike Goodell, to be honest with you. I'm serious. Oh, you're making all these rules so we won't bring it out. I honestly
certain
think
teams, I think, like the Patriots, are smart enough to realize, wait a minute, we don't want you starting at the 25.
Right.
We're going to kick it to you 5 now and make you start inside the 25.
Is that fucking up Kostowski?
I think so. I think
that's
plus,
part of it?
That's part of it, plus the miss of the extra point.
Yeah.
That's screwing with his head. Screwing with his leg, I think, is the kicking it 5 yards to the 5-yard line instead of deep.
Here's the only
and screwing with his head was the missed.
Here's the other thing, though. I'll tell you what. Say that he missed that extra point. Yeah. I mean, say they win that game. Does it stick with them mentally?
No.
So that's why I think it doesn't matter.
I think it does.
Because if you remember,
I think there's a snowball effect.
Go back to 2012.
Okay? He misses it.
Go back to 2012 with me for a second.
Okay.
Week 2 against Arizona.
He made that field goal, by the way.
No, he missed it.
No, he made it.
No, the one in Arizona. The one in, no.
It was at home against Arizona.
And he missed it.
And he made it.
No, he missed it.
No, what I'm telling you is he actually made it.
What
They could say he missed it, but if you watch the replay, he made it. They called it wrong and they never
The
fixed
call
it.
on the field was.
I understand what the
right?
call on the field was, but I'm telling you, he made it. If you rewatched it,
That
and
is-
the rule says based on what the rule says and where the ball was, that should have been a good field goal.
Yeah, and the one against Baltimore where they lost that, he didn't make it. Like the following week, whenever that was. You remember that game?
They got screwed both times, the Pats.
Okay. They should have gone 14-2. They hosted the AFC Championship game. It ended up not mattering anyway. But on the field, the call on the field, and in the standings, and the result of the game, did he make or miss that kick against Arizona in 2012?
According to the officials, according to me.
According to the officials.
He missed the kick, and they lost.
Okay. And he was never really right the rest of that year. And then he rebounded and had 3 great seasons in a row. So, I mean,
Sure.
I don't think he's a lost cause.
I didn't say it was a lost cause. I'm saying it snowballs. It turns into you miss once, and then it gets in your head. And you miss, and then you lose. And so you missed, and then you lost. So now that's in your head because you lost. If you win, you kind of get over it more. You missed, you lost. It's sitting there all winter long, all summer. You come back, okay? Now Bill's like, all right, we're going to start kicking it to the 5, so your mechanics change a little bit. You're practicing
screw up
different.
your routine.
Now you're
Because he always kicked it through the end zone.
So now your physical and your mental's a little different. And then you miss one field goal during the regular season. And what happens now? You miss a field goal every game. You miss an extra point. You miss a field goal. Miss a field goal. Extra point. He's going to be doing it all year now. It's in his head. It's in his head and it's in his leg by this point. It's now endemic to his whole system. He's just a guy that you can't trust for the rest of the year. If it's 4th and 3 from the 37.
That 54-yarder he made against the Giants last year, he doesn't make that right now.
No, he misses.
No.
That's what I'm saying. If it's 4th and 3 from the 37, I ain't kicking a field goal. I'm going for it. Either that or I'm punting. Because I'm not sending Gostkowski out there to kick a 54-yarder. I'm not doing it. I'm not sending Gostkowski out there to kick anything over 45 right now. And even then, I'm like, please make it, please make it, please make it.
When it used to be automatic.
Right.
And I still think he'll get there again.
He lines up, and I have the same thoughts that I have when Gronk's about to get hit.
Ray Finkel.
Okay? I go, with Gronk, I go, it's the same exact feeling, but it's like, don't get injured, don't get injured, don't get injured when he gets drilled.
Whenever Gronk catches the ball on like that seam route now, I yell the same thing.
You look for a guy going on his knees, and you're like, ah!
No, dude, it's like I'm a friggin' Vietnam vet having like flashbacks of
Yeah.
Charlie. I'm like, get down, get down, get down.
Code Red, get down!
I'm not making fun of Vietnam vets.
No, and the thing is, at this point, I want Gronk and Edelman and people like that
Just to go down.
just take your yards and go down. Because Brady's going to hit you again when you're open. Get touchdown on the next play. What we need is you to be healthy. We don't need you to get the extra 3 yards. Seriously. That's what we need at this point. Health. If you go in the next 3 games and go into the bye at 8-1,
It'd be 7-1 with the bye, and then they'd play Seattle the first game back.
Oh, sorry.
I'm gonna be at that game. By the way.
If you can go 7-1 into the bye, okay, so even before the Seattle game, 7-1 into the bye, like we were talking about before. I'm sorry. You go 7-1 into the bye. I have a meeting with the team from Belichick, and I say, listen, I don't care what you guys do. Just be careful out there. Seriously, I'm like, you guys are gonna win. At least half your games remaining, so you're gonna be fine. Just don't get injured. I know you're not supposed to tell players that, but that's what I would.
Phil would never do that, and I'll tell
Of course
you
he
why.
would. Football players play football.
Right. He wouldn't.
And you know I'm the biggest guy to, injuries happen, let players play. But at this point, I'm like, fuck it, dude. You guys have a gift wrap Super Bowl if you just get healthy. Stay healthy. You know what I mean? Like,
See, I'm not-
you're going to win the AFC, and then whoever's coming out of the NFC is either going to get beat up, and they're not as good as you anyways.
I'm not going to say that.
Who's the best? Who
I still think.
Atlanta?
Listen to me.
Seattle?
No. Yeah, I'm talking AFC right now.
Huh.
I still think even if the road goes through Foxborough,
Big Ben.
I still think that if Ben, Antonio Brown, the running back, if all those guys are healthy, all their skill players are healthy, the Steelers are capable of winning here. So I'm not ready to just say that the AFC's wrapped up if they're healthy.
It's possible, but I really like the chances at home.
I think they'd win the game. I don't think it'd be easy, and I could see the Steelers pulling off an upset. I could, because they have a quarterback who's not afraid, who's done it in big games, he's been there before. Okay, and he's got the best receiver on the planet. So I'm not ruling that out. Would I still pick the Patriots to win? Probably. I'd probably pick them to win 34-27-ish. But I don't think it's a given. This isn't like 2007 where I knew that they weren't going to... I wanted Indy so bad in 07. I wanted to blow out the Colts here. And we got San Diego instead.
San Diego gave us a game.
Yeah, they did.
It was a good game.
I wanted
Any team but the Giants, man, we would have beat.
I wanted to smash Manning to go to the Super Bowl.
The Giants were just a bad matchup.
Yeah.
We would have destroyed Green Bay in that Super Bowl.
I rooted for the Giants, so I want to tell you, I did not...
I rooted for Green Bay.
If we...
I was so pissed when we fought through that
You
interception.
know what, though? You know...
I was like, no, that can't happen to us! Yeah, I'm throwing the interception to steal the loss.
No. You know how I feel about... Or how I still feel about Brett Favre.
I know.
How I felt about him then.
And I feel the opposite, but I was still like, I want to play Brett Favre because he's going to throw up on himself in the big game against the Patriots.
But I said to myself, if we ever lost a perfect season to Brett Favre, I would kill myself.
But they would never lost.
I would take my shoelaces
Brett Favre would have
out
went
of my
nuts
shoes
and tried to
myself
throw it all over the place.
off of my roof, okay?
This is what would have happened. We would have Brett
Do you know
Favre
what-
would have been like, we're playing the Patriots. I just got to throw it deep every time. And Belichick would have said, we're just going to put Randy Moss in at safety, and Brett would just throw picks to Randy Moss all day. Okay, because that's what would have happened.
Do you know what would happen to me?
Because Brett can't play a game.
If we lost a
you make
perfect
him
season
win.
to Brett Favre, you know what would have happened to me? Remember that scene in The Omen with the nanny? Look at me, Damien. It's all for you.
That's a good movie.
Yeah, it is.
I like that movie.
The
I have to
remake-
watch them. It's a freaky movie.
The remake was kind of garbage.
No, it was decent.
It wasn't as good as the original.
Nothing's ever as good as the original. It's still a good movie. It's basically the same.
The Rob Zombie Halloween remake was... The first one was great. The second one was garbage.
Didn't see it.
Garbage. Just take my word for
You're
it.
a horror movie guy.
I love horror.
I'm alright in horror movies. The
For me, it goes mob movies, horror movies, everything else.
oh man, I love comedies. I love sci-fis. I love fantasy movies. You don't like any of that stuff. You don't like Star
That's
Wars.
not true. I don't... I'm not a
Star Wars,
guy.
absolutely awesome. You don't like Lord of the Rings.
No.
Harry Potter's awesome.
No.
You know it's for little kids. Absolutely awesome.
I liked Marvel when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like Captain America and shit like that.
I like that stuff. I'm not huge on it. I love kung fu movies.
Like fucking...
I got some really cool kung fu movies. Tony Jaa, The Protector. I got 300, Gladiator. Those kind of movies. Fucking awesome.
Like the old like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Not the third one. The third one was horrendous. But like the first two were good.
Comedies are awesome, dude. Adam Sandler comedies.
I'm a Billy Madison guy. More than
Happy Gilmore. Oh, dude, Happy Gilmore was Happy learned how to putt.
Billy Madison was better.
Billy Madison is awesome. It is.
It's better.
But my fingers hurt. Well, now your back's gonna hurt because you just put landscape and do
Ben
it.
Stiller's
Anyone
only-
else's fingers hurt?
Ben Stiller's only good role.
Ben Stiller's character in that movie, best character in any movie ever. I know you disagree,
No.
but I'm telling you, best character there is. Oh, I'll put it this way, and I've told Michael this, and you can say not best ever, but I'll put it a different way. You cannot find a character better in any movie than that character. You can find equal characters, but there is not a character better. Because that character, and the way Ben Stiller plays it, and the way it fits into the movie, absolutely perfect. Priceless.
Forget about it. Lefty Rogerio and Donnie Brasco
More
have
power.
celebration. Got more power.
He's got more hits. He got more hits. You already said that. I said he got more hits. Got 18 of them. How many did he say? 21, 18, 19, whatever he says.
The Stiller got me so fucking aggravated.
I don't know if we can talk about how many people he killed on there, yeah. We don't want to get him in trouble.
I think it was 26.
Was it? I thought it was like 18 or 21 or whatever.
Everywhere in the 5 fucking boroughs, I'm known. Don't forget about it.
No. Dude. But my fingers hurt. No, your back's gonna hurt because you just put landscape duty. Anyone else's fingers hurt? I didn't think so.
That guy's a bigger douche. He was a bigger douche in that role than Roger Goodell was in real life.
That's why it's awesome. But see, he was being paid to be a douche, which makes him better at his job than Roger Goodell. Infinitely better, actually. Something that's been brought up on the radio by some Boston people are the Pats' road record sucks. I don't know if people are dumb. I don't realize how the NFL works.
They lose like 3 or 4 road games a year.
If that. Sometimes they go 6-2. Sometimes they even better than that. And if you go back to 2000, which is a couple years even without Brady, they have the best road record of any team in football, which is not surprising. They've been the best team over that long stretch. I don't understand what people think, but in the NFL on the road, if you go 500 or better,
that's good.
That's good. The one year where they played crappy on the road was 2009. They were 2-6. They were 8-0 at home and 2-6 on the road.
They didn't lose a home game that year?
No, they were 8-0. And so this years they'll go 6-2 at home, 7-1 at home, 8-0 at home. That's like they never go really usually worse than 6-2. But a lot of their road records, they'll be 6-2 some years. They've been I think they were 7-1 one year.
What were they in 02?
No, let's go back. All the different years. How about this? We'll go through each year. We don't even have to go to this year because they're undefeated on the road.
Just go to Franchise Encyclopedia.
Where is it?
No, go to teams.
Yeah.
There should be an F, or whatever. Just scroll down. Yeah, like right there. Hit F. My computer blows.
So I can have that on there though?
Yeah. Should. It has like all their seasons.
Yeah, but I didn't know it. Come on.
Hit it again. There it goes.
Okay.
Check 02 specifically.
See, it doesn't say you home or road though.
Well, yeah, you gotta look at it. You gotta look it up.
That's what I meant.
Go to.
I was already on the team. I could have just went backwards. But I was gonna do every year.
Fine, go.
We already know right now undefeated on the road. Anyone have any questions about that?
No.
Currently undefeated on the road.
They played like 2 road games. Last year they were 5-3, right?
They lost 3
5-3.
3 road games last year.
The year before that they were 6-2. They were 6-2.
Were they really? Let's see. Oop, went the wrong way. That sucks though. This computer's slow. Give us a minute.
That's an insult to slow.
That's true. This computer sucks. Give us a couple minutes. So
they went 6-2.
They lost. No, they lost 3 games on the road.
Oh, okay.
5-3 in 2014. So 5-3. So for 2015 and 14. 2013, I think they were 6-2 in 2013 on the road. Oh my God!
You know what? This is a waste of time. It's going to take too long.
But my point is, they have a good road record.
But look at 02 though.
We'll look at 02 in 1 second. That's because the thing friggin' failed.
Yeah, this thing sucks. We are getting turned off.
Yeah. Oh no, it's not working.
No, just hit X. Hit X.
You want me to wait?
No, just hit X.
The page is unresponsive, Scotty. I understand what that means, but hitting X isn't going to make it more responsive because the computer sucks. So.
No, all you do is you exit out and you open a new one.
It doesn't always work. It may work.
Okay.
Anyways.
Now how long my brother's been watching porn on this computer, I know how to fix it.
You know how long my brother's been fucking coming on these keys?
Look at all this shit.
Look at all this cum on these keys.
My brother seriously does use my computer to jerk off on.
Isn't that a problem to any of you? It's a problem to me.
I mean,
I'm like, it's your computer. Don't have him jerk off on it. Oh, he just likes the Asian porn.
Yeah, I'm so used to it now that I don't even bother with it.
Why doesn't he have his own goddamn computer to jerk off with?
He has a work computer. He doesn't want to.
Why doesn't he buy his own personal computer?
He doesn't want to fuck up his computer.
Doesn't have enough money to buy his own personal computer?
He makes $95,000.
That's my point. Buy a computer and just put a P on it for porn. And that's all he uses it for.
It would last like a week.
It'd still be better than this computer.
Alright, so 02. 1, 2, 3, 4, They were 4-4. They were 4-4 at home and 4. No, they were 5-3 at home. They were 4-4 on the road.
Yeah. And that was their worst year with Brady.
That 09 team. You know what the thing is too? The 09 team actually had talent. So I still can't figure out really how they were 10-6 and just.
They had a horribly hard schedule though.
I understand. No, I get the schedule, but they had a lot of games in there. Like they should have beaten Denver. They should have beaten.
They lost a couple games in OT when we looked it up.
No, they should have beaten Denver. They should have beaten Indy. So that's 2 wins right there. They should have
Didn't
been
they
at
lose
least
coming in
12 and 4. They lost the Denver game in OT. They were going in for the game-winning field goal, and they fumbled twice. One they recovered, and one they...
That year was literally like... I'm presuming you remember the 05 playoffs. We lost to Denver.
Of course they did.
Everything that could have gone wrong went wrong.
Vinatieri missed a kick.
Brady threw a pick that almost went back to a pick six. Actually,
Troy Brown.
Ben Watson made a great play there.
The touchback?
And it should have been called a touchback, but it wasn't. Again, that's like...
I called that the touchback.
How it's a field goal / the touchback. Oh, yeah, that field goal that he made against Arizona? Yeah, that was a touchback. And, yeah, Troy Brown fumbled the punt. Those things don't occur. They did in that game.
They do in Denver. That's why I don't want to go there. Weird shit happens in Denver. That's my dad's quote. Weird shit happens in Denver.
What did he get, like, raped in Denver or
No,
something?
like Ernest
Kobe Bryant, like, put it in his butt? Like real shit happens in Denver.
No, like Ernest Biner fumbled, and just like fluky shit always seems to happen there.
When Tom Brady happens, I'm not worried about it. You're going to tell me that they lost in Denver recently. I'm going to say, listen, they did, and you know what? Other than the one game that they should have won during the regular season last year, the other games they shouldn't have won because that other team was just as good and they outplayed them.
One of the best moments of my life is still when in '96 when Jacksonville beat them there in the divisional round.
You hate Denver.
Yeah, I do.
I'm cool with it.
Sorry, Woody.
I hate Denver. I hate Pittsburgh.
Pretty much every time the Steelers have played the Broncos in the playoffs, we're rooted for the Steelers.
I think that's almost everybody I hate now. I hate Indy.
I hate the Jets. I hate the Cowboys. I don't hate the Jets. I hate the Giants.
Well, no, I don't hate the Jets. They don't win enough for me to fucking hate them.
I hate the Cowboys.
That's different. I'm talking AFC teams only.
Just AFC?
Yeah, I just hate those 3.
I hate the Jets. I hate the Colts.
I hate the Ravens too, I think.
I hate Denver.
Those 4, actually. Hate the Ravens. I hate the Steelers. I hate
You have to hate the Jets as a birthright. Come on.
Nah, I don't. I feel bad. I pity the Jets. I go, oh, you guys are so terrible, and I'm sorry. Oh, do you guys lose again and not make the playoffs? That sucks. If you want, you can still watch our games, and we're kind of close to you. You can just say you're the New York Patriot fans. I love Buffalo. I don't like Rex Ryan that much, but he's funny.
I liked the Bills a lot when I was a kid. The funny, like Marino is my favorite player, but every time Miami played the Bills in a big game, I rooted for Buffalo.
Out of all the AFC East teams, I might like Miami the least. I don't even hate Miami. I don't hate any AFC teams East. I hated Indy, and then they left. I hated them before they left. I was like, you guys suck. Leaving the division because you can't win it.
Stole team.
Yeah.
Thursday's like, oh, we can't beat New England. We can't beat the Jets.
We're going to make our own division. AFC South. It's like, but you're not in the South, though. You're way up here. AFC South.
Well, there was a time in the Atlanta Braves when the National League West. Like, that makes sense.
I understand that. The Atlanta Falcons were in the NFC West.
Retarded.
They're the freaking East Coast. Doesn't make any sense.
Jimmy Carter failed geography. He was president.
How much further?
He's from Georgia. You got anything else you want to cover?
Not really. The good thing is, not that I want Rodgers to suck, because I really do love Rodgers. If Rodgers does continue sucking, and Brady just keeps being Brady,
we'll play of the decade.
He will.
You're gonna say
he's gonna be.
right?
He's gonna be player of the decade. He's gonna be 2010's QB of the decade. He'll make the all-decade team as the first team, and Rodgers will be second team. And I like those kind of things. You don't care, but I do.
I don't care.
It matters.
The crap doesn't matter to me.
Tom Brady, greatest living American. Another Super Bowl, greatest American ever.
All right.
Think of that.
So I think we'll call it a wrap. Check us out, www.gamesofinches.com. Also check us out on YouTube, Chris and Cash podcast for this episode and past episodes.
If you have any questions, give us a call.
And go Cubs.
Go Cubs.
You better beat the Dodgers. I really want to see you guys play the Indians.
So what happens if by next time they're like beating Cleveland? You're going to be like, I didn't mean go Cubs like that.
No, I mean if the Cubs win, I can't lose. I'm either gonna see Francona and the Indians win it, or the Cubs haven't won in 108 years, and I'm gonna live to see it. That's pretty cool.
That's what I'm saying. I'm cool with it regardless.
All right, but anyway, for this week, go Cubs.
Go baseball.